Sometimes I find with having a non-speaking child, my son William, that I can be guilty of assuming that William's desires, things that he wants, are as simple as the ways he communicates. So William's main way of communicating really is pushing and pulling us towards what he wants, hand leading, it's usually called. But I wanted to share an example of quite a clever and subtle way that William used hand leading to communicate something quite complex. So he was lying in bed having a relaxing time and watching one of his favourite cartoons, which is a dinosaur rock opera I've mentioned before, called Dino Story. And over the years of watching this fairly repetitively, William's got into different songs from the rock opera, and at the moment one that he really loves is the one about Diplodocus. And this one came on and I was lying beside William and his enjoyment was pretty clear, but then he started throwing my hand towards his bedroom. Sometimes he'll do that when he wants me to go and get some dummies from his bedroom for him, because he can be lazy like that. But this time he had a few dummies and I sensed it was something a bit different. And I remember that recently we'd been looking at a dinosaur book which has a page featuring a Diplodocus, and it's got a line that William seems to enjoy me reading, a sound to press as well, because William likes his musical books. So I asked William, I said, do you want your dinosaur book with the Diplodocus? Now, unsurprisingly, William didn't respond. He carried on enjoying his cartoon, but I like to give him opportunities because who knows, one day he might just say, yes Dad, of course, and we'll realise that he's known everything all along that we've been saying to him. So anyway, I went into his room and returned with his dinosaur book. However, by that time, the cartoon he was watching, the Diplodocus song, had come to an end. So as soon as we had the page open, William threw my hand towards the TV, and that was a clear sign, I think, that time that he wanted that song to be on again. To do that, I had to start the dinosaur rock opera from the beginning, and William was quite annoyed about that, I guess thinking that I'd got the wrong end of the stick. But then, quite quickly, I fast-forwarded to the right bit and got to his Diplodocus song. So we had the Diplodocus song playing, we had the Diplodocus page in his book open up in front of him, and I started doing the line from it and pressing the button. And I really felt, that he just was feeling satisfied that he'd got his message across. And I think this maybe hints at as well that this idea, and as has been shared in lots of the recent videos about autistic, non-verbal children and adults using spellers to communicate, that there's a lot more knowledge and understanding behind the non-verbal front than we realise.